with One Voice Vocal Studio, and today we are going to answer a question we received on one of our YouTube videos. And that question was, why is it that some riffs that seem super difficult are actually easier for me to sing? And why is it that some riffs that seem really easy are difficult to sing? And there's a lot of reasons for this. So I just want you to know, first of all, that it's completely normal. It's something that we all as vocalists struggle with, that some things seem easy, some things seem difficult. But there are reasons for this, and we're going to talk about that right now. So the first reason for this is that sometimes there are places in our range that are easier for us to sing in, and some places in our range that are a little bit more difficult to sing in. And these places in our voice where we have these different transitional moments have a variety of terms, a variety of ways to describe these sensations and these feelings of how we feel this transition and how we feel the dynamic shift. So it might not be in a balanced place in your range. So your vocal folds might not be coming together appropriately and effectively with a balanced air pressure. We want balanced vocal fold vibration and balanced air pressure through our entire range. This could just be in a place in your range that is just not quite balanced yet. So the tip for that would be to work on consistency and balance throughout your range. The second reason why this could be happening is because it's a melodic phrasing or an interval phrasing that you're not as familiar with. So sometimes we're singing riffs and we're imitating different vocal artists and we're imitating different riffs. And some of those riffs follow similar melodic patterns or similar scales. And this riff that you're talking about might just follow a different pattern than your voice is used to. So in those difficult riffs that seem easier, it could just be because your voice has kind of created that muscle memory for those pitches and those intervals. So you might be more used to that melodic phrasing or those notes in that pattern than the notes in another pattern that might just be less notes, but the way they're phrased could be slightly new and different for you. All right, so our third reason for this could be just the word that this riff is on. So some vowels and consonants are easier to sing than others, and that is dependent on the person, that is dependent on the range and the place in their voice that they're singing, whether it's high or low, what quality they're singing in, whether it's a head voice, so it's a really light voice, or maybe it's a chest voice and it's a more belty sound. All of those factors come into play when we're doing these riffs. And the reason why that could be a little bit tricky in that place in your voice is because we're just singing in a vowel that doesn't really jive with us that well. That vowel could be modified slightly. So this is one of the greatest tools that a singer has is vowel modification. So you're changing the vowel slightly to work for you. Let's say this riff is a little higher in your range. You want it to sound a little bit more punchy. You might widen your mouth, and that would create a slightly beltier quality. So instead of like you might go ah. And with your shape. So let's use the word yeah, and we're going to do a little riff on the word yeah. And we're going to slightly modify this vowel, moving it from an to an ah. So yeah, which would be more of an modification, or a yeah, which would have that ah modification. So the ah is going to lean you into more of that belty quality, and the is going to lead you into more of a mixed vocal quality. And if we want it to go even more head voicey into a lighter quality, we might actually narrow that vowel. So what that means is we're going to actually narrow and bring our lips forward a little bit. So it'll be more like an ooh vowel. So yeah is more of that and you're going to hear a little bit more of that mixed voice in there. Or we're going to move to that yeah is going to be more of a belty quality. So figure out where it is in your voice and see which vowel sound lends itself better to that place in the song and to that riff specifically. It might be better to do an in that scenario, or it might be better to do an ah vowel in that scenario. So you figure it out. You figure out what feels good. If it feels freer and easier, you are on the right track with that. There you have it, a few answers to your question to help you better riff in the future. If you have any vocal questions for me, I would love to answer them. So please write in the comments right now a question that you have for me that I can feature in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. If you liked this video, hit subscribe and that notification bell. And be sure to follow us on Instagram for more singing tips.